What's going on, guys? I'm Danny, and thank you for checking out my channel, Bluray Dan. In this video, I'm going to be reviewing the movie Atomic Blonde, starring Charlize Theron, James McAvoy, John Goodman, and it is directed by David Leitch. Atomic Blonde is an action spy thriller that takes place in Berlin in the year of 1989. Charlize Theron is a spy who's sent on a mission to acquire a list with the names of, I believe it was other spies. Along the way, she winds up teaming up with and getting the assistance of the character played by James McAvoy, who's another spy. They both wind up biting off much more than they can chew, and it leads to some really intense situations, and that leads into this crazy, action-packed spy thriller movie. Now, I don't want to give any spoilers away, so I'm not going to go too much more into detail, but I want to discuss a little bit about the movie, what I liked and what I disliked. Now, like I just said, the movie it's so action-packed, it's really well done, and that I kind of have to hand it to the director, David Leitch, because he is also the director, or was one of the directors for John Wick, and I mean, if you guys have seen John Wick, you know the action is top-notch on there, and that is definitely the strong point of Atomic Blonde. Some of the choreographed fight scenes were just so good. There are certain ones that I don't really want to give away too much, but there's a stairwell scene that it goes on. It seems to go on forever, and it's one of those one camera take things, which I'm sure it wasn't one shot, but the way they made it look was so good. It actually reminded me of, I don't know if you guys have seen Daredevil, the Netflix series. There was one stairwell fight scene over there that I compare it to, but it was really good. And I gotta admit, one thing that kind of surprised me is, I don't know why, but I never really expected Charlize Theron to be this good of an action star. I guess when we were thrown into the Mad Max world, when she was first announced to be in there, and I first went into the movie, I wasn't sure how to feel about it, but she was awesome in that, and she was really great in Atomic Blonde as well. Now, let's talk about James McAvoy for a second. A lot of the movies that he's in, it's kind of hit or miss for me. I'm never really too sure how much I like him, but I do think he's a good actor, and he played the part well. He kind of plays like a drunken spy in this one, but also not at the same time. He doesn't really have many action scenes or anything, because that was, you know, Charlize Theron's part, but I think he did a decent job. He was more so, in my opinion, if you guys want to agree or not, he was the comic relief. But I think his character fit well with the story. Now, another thing that this film has going for it is the style, the coloring that they use. There are a lot of, also like John Wick, there are a lot of bright neon colors, and it just, you know, they're so strong that it adds, it's almost like the coloring is a character on its own. And now that mixed with the soundtrack makes for a the coloring, the soundtrack, and the action all together makes for a really fun film. You get a lot of classic 80s and 90s songs in this movie, and it just made me enjoy the movie so much more. The way that they worked it all together, it worked well for me. However, with that being said, the movie is not perfect. The movie starts off with Charlize Theron sitting down talking to John Goodman's character, and she's kind of being, I don't want to say interrogated, maybe she's being interrogated, or they're speaking to her, trying to find out what happened, and then all the scenes that we are watching with the action and the story throughout that's kind of like flashbacks. The way they did that, I didn't really like all that much, because just you'd get really into the film, and then they would jump back to this scene of her just sitting down and talking and being sarcastic. But just the interactions between them and the way that it was set up and kind of executed, I didn't like all that much. That being said, I'm not going to give anything away because this is a spoiler-free review, but with that being said, the movie does, towards the end, get a little confusing, and you're not exactly sure, or at least for me, I wasn't exactly sure where everything kind of stood and laid off and finished. I don't know. Which is unfortunate, because aside from that, I had a really good time with this movie. But that was just such a strong factor that it definitely hurt my rating. But it didn't hurt it so much to where I didn't enjoy the movie at all, because for the most part, I had so much fun with this. And it actually really bothered me to see all the negative reviews, because it kind of deterred people from seeing it when there was a lot to enjoy about it. So if I'm going to kind of sum it all up, Atomic Blonde is a really fun movie that has a pretty good story with a lot of great action, great visuals, great soundtrack with a good cast with good acting as well, but it's not perfect. It does have its flaws. So that's why I'm going to be giving this movie, Atomic Blonde, a rating of 7.5 out of 10 stars. So in final thought, I would definitely recommend Atomic Blonde to you guys. Ignore the negative reviews, even ignore the positive reviews. Just go in and just make your own decisions on it. That's what I always try and say to you guys. And that is a really good segue and lead up to my question for you guys. Have you seen Atomic Blonde? What did you think of it? And would you recommend it to other people? Because I definitely would. So as always, guys, I just want to thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. If you guys are new here, welcome to my channel. I'm Bluray. I'm Danny, Bluray Dan. Feel free to hit that subscribe button for more videos to come. And yeah, that's about it, guys. I hope you're doing well. Have a great day and talk to you guys later. Peace.